So when we're solving for an exponent, we need to, when it's not something we can get a similar base to, this is where we need to use logs. So I need to put a log in front of both. Now, whenever you have an exponent with a log, we can throw it in the front. So this becomes 5x minus 1, log 3 equals log 30. And now we're solving for x. So 5x minus 1 equals log 30 divided by log 3. And then we add 1 and divide by 5. So log base 30 over log 3 plus 1, all divided by 5. Okay? You put that into your calculator, you're going to get 1.95. I'm sorry, not 1.95, excuse me. When you divide that in your calculator, you're going to get 0.819 is what your x is going to be. Sorry about that. 0.819, there we go. Answer is B. Number 20 is pretty basic. Once again, we want to get an answer. It's log 72 over log 9. We can go right to that one. And that one gives me an answer of 1.94. So there's my answer right there. Number 21, we're putting it into the formula. So my amount is going to be 1,000, which is my principal, E raised to the rate times the time, 0.04 times 10. Okay. And then we're just putting it into a calculator, E raised to the 0.4. Okay. When you type that into a calculator, you get an amount of $1,491.82. Natural log of x plus 2 equals e. When we have a natural log, we need to use e. And when we have e, we got to use a natural log. So this becomes e to the ln x plus 2 equals e cubed. The e to the ln x plus 2, we're just left what the natural log is. And then we solve for x. So this answer is e cubed minus 2. And that ends up being x equals 18.086. When you have the e, we take the natural log of both of them. E to the negative 9x, natural log of 6. The natural log of e goes away and you're just left with the exponent. So it's the natural log of 6 divided by 9. Well, the natural log of 6 can't be a negative. When you divide it by 9, it certainly converts your answer to a negative, and we get negative 0.1991. There's your answer. Terms in. The initial price is 43 cents. 1 plus a rate of increase of 6.3%, which is 0.063, and I'm raising that to the 37. All right, 2017 is 37 years after 1980. Okay, so 0.43, 1.063 raised to 37. Make sure you do order of operations. 1.063 to the 37th power, and then you multiply that by 43 cents, you get $4.12. Our rational expressions are going to be a little bit simpler on the test. 6a plus 12. I can take a 6 out on the left with a plus 2. Excuse me. Okay, over 5 times 10 over a plus 2. So the a plus 2's cancel. That's 1. That's 2, and we're literally left with 6 times 2, which is 12. There's my answer. With the with division, excuse me, I am going to divide first, which means 9 over x squared minus 81. Oops. times, and we flip that second fraction right away. I'm going to factor x minus 9, x plus 9, times x minus 9 over 9. The 9's cancel. The x minus 9's cancel. And I'm left with 1 over x plus 9. So now when we add or subtract fractions, okay, we need to get a common denominator. So multiplication and division, I'm looking to cancel denominators and numerators out where I can. Adding and subtracting, there's not as much canceling. You got to get the common denominator in there. So, on this one here, the common denominator means I need to the first fraction, multiply 2 over 2. And that's 4 to the k plus 1 plus 9 over 2 to the k plus 1. So it's 8 over 2k plus 1 plus 9 2k plus 1. And once I get to that common denominator, we just combine numerators. And that's the deal. Okay, we keep the denominator. So that ends up being b. Now when there's an equal sign like there is in 28, now I can get rid of denominators. So I'm going to multiply all three terms by y plus 4, y minus 3. And that's 6 over y plus 4 minus 2 over y minus 3 equals 3. And when I multiply that through, the y plus 4's cancel. It's 6 times y minus 3. When I multiply through, the y minus 3 cancels. It's minus 2 times y plus 4. And that's going to equal 3 times the y plus 4 y minus 3. If I FOIL that, that's y squared plus y minus 12. This is probably one of the harder problems on the test. 6y minus 18 minus 2y minus 8. 3y squared plus 3y minus 36. I want to get everything equal to 0. I combine my like terms first. 4y minus 26 equals 3y squared plus 3y minus 36. And now we get 0 equals 3y squared minus y minus 10. That factors to 3y plus 5 and y minus 2. So my answers are negative 5/3 and 2. And neither one of those answers create a 0 in my denominator. So negative 5/3 and 2, my answer is going to be D. The common denominator is just n minus 3. So we're left with n, because the n minus 3 cancels in the first fraction, plus n times n minus 3 equals 7n minus 18, because the n minus 3 cancels in the fraction on the right. Once again, this becomes factored. N plus n squared minus 3n equals 7n minus 18. N squared minus 2n equals 7n minus 18. We get everything equal to 0, minus 9n plus 18 equals 0. And now I'm factoring. N minus 3, n minus 6. Now I cannot stress this enough. Your two answers are 3 and 6. You cannot have a 0 in the denominator. So if you plug 3 back in, you get a 0 in the denominator. 3 is no longer an answer. Your only answer is 6. You do have to check for that for problems with denominators. You got to make sure there's no 0 in your denominator. Here, same deal. I'm going to multiply everything by x squared minus 6x. So on the left side, the denominators cancel out and you're left with x. On the right side, you're left with x squared minus 6x. You subtract x on both sides, you get x squared minus 7x, and you factor x times x minus 7. Your answers are 0 and 7. If you plug 0 back in, you would get a 0 for the denominator, so 0 is no good. My only answer here is a positive 7 in C. And based on that, for number 31, same deal. They want to know where it's undefined. Whatever makes the denominator equal to 0. If a fraction is going to be undefined, it's be as the denominator. The numerator, it's irrelevant. It's just the denominator. 2x plus 1, x minus 2. And my answers are negative 1/2 and 2. Negative 1/2 and 2 make it equal to 0. So there's your answer. 32, they want f times g. We're just foiling it out. X cubed minus 6x. 2x cubed plus 5x minus 1. I'm going to take my x cubed and FOIL it all the way through, or distribute it all the way through. 2x to the 6th plus 5x to the 4th minus x cubed. Then I'm going to distribute the negative 6x through. Negative 12x to the 4th minus 30x squared plus 6x. And now we're simply combining like terms. 2x to the 6th minus 7x to the 4th minus x cubed minus 30x squared plus 6x. And there's our answer. And on that one, we're going to have A as our answers. 33, we're just simply foiling. 5x minus 4, 5x minus 4. This right here is a gift. 25x squared, negative 20x and negative 20x and negative 40x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. B is our answer. Number 34, if you're going to simplify it the way they've done it, you're going to want to do long division. So that's 3x minus 2 divided by 6x cubed minus 16x squared plus 11x minus 5. What times x cubed gives you, or what times 3x gives you 6x cubed? 2x squared. We multiply, and then we subtract. Negative 16, whoops, this should be a 4. Negative 16 minus a negative 4, negative 12x squared plus 11x. What times 3x gives you negative 12? Negative 4x. Negative 12x squared plus 8x. 11x minus 8x is 3x. Subtract 5. What times 3x gives you 3x? Plus 1. A negative 5 minus a negative 2 is negative 3. That's your remainder. So it's minus. So it's plus 11x minus 5. Okay. So this is the plus 1 up here. And then minus, you put the remainder over the divisor. And there's your long division. Now, if you want to do it by synthetic division will give you negative 3 as a remainder. That will also work, but you do have to deal with the fraction. So the long division may work better on this